That, I yield 3 minutes to my friend from Texas, the Chairman of the Rules Committee, Dr. Burgess.
Gentleman's recognized for 3 minutes.
And I thank the gentleman from Georgia for yielding. I wanted to rise today in support of the rule on the underlying bills. H.R. 8771, the Department of State, Foreign Operations and Related Programs Appropriations Act. H.R. 8752, the Department of Homeland Security Appropriations Act. And H.R. 8774, the Department of Defense Appropriations Act. Each of these bills, Mr. Speaker, serves an important role in ensuring our nation's defense while also holding the federal agencies and the Biden administration accountable to the American public. These bills eliminate funding for unnecessary and unjustified federal programs, saving taxpayer money in the process. At the same time, these bills will work to secure the southern border, counter threatening activity by the People's Republic of China, and enhance the ability of the federal government to combat the flow of fentanyl and other illegal drugs crossing our borders, all the while providing a 4.5% pay increase to all military personnel, including, very importantly, a 15% increase in pay for junior enlisted service members. Importantly, these bills narrow the scope to what appropriations bills are intended to do: fund the core missions of the federal agency and not some fanciful wish list. To this end, the State and Foreign Operations Related Program allocates over $12 billion below the President's budget requests, while the Defense Appropriations Act receives a modest 1% discretional allocation increase in accordance with the Fiscal Responsibility Act signed into law last year. For much the same reason noted above, I expect that members across the aisle may find fault with these bills. Certainly we welcome their remarks and welcome the debate. However, I would like to offer a few points on the matter. Over 10,000 member submissions were considered in the appropriations process this year. Of this, many were incorporated into the base bill. These measures serve all of our districts and equally our nation as we look to ensure the security and prosperity over the coming years. The world has become increasingly dangerous. Many days we are living literally on a knife's edge. One simple miscalculation could plunge us into some unimaginable scenario. So more than 4 years ago, when President Biden took office, it wasn't necessarily this way, but during the years of the Biden administration, he's failed to reverse the nation's reckless spending and to prioritize those who pay for the bills, everyday American taxpayers, and those who selflessly serve our nation. These bills serve to make that very necessary adjustment. Regarding the second point, Mr. Speaker, President Biden has signed over 60 executive orders that have eroded border security since taking office. Republicans have repeatedly sounded the alarm on how dangerous these actions are for Americans and national security. Beyond the serious threat of terrorism, American lives have been cut short by criminal illegal immigrants.
I yield the gentleman an additional minute.
I thank the gentleman. The lives that have been cut short by illegal immigrants on this administration's watch. We hear consistently about someone presenting to the border saying they've got credible fear if they return to their home country. They're granted asylum. They're essentially given a free card into this country. But what about Jocelyn Nungari, Rachel Morin, Laken Riley, Alex Wise Jr., Elizabeth Medina, Melissa Powell, Riordan Powell, Travis Wolf? And these are just a few of the individuals whose lives have been stolen by this crisis. Where was their protection from credible fear? These are United States citizens who have been lost because of the actions the president has taken at the southern border. I want to thank the Appropriations Committee for working so hard on getting these bills ready for us. It has been an enormous amount of work. Thank the underlying committees who provided the work for us to review in the Rules Committee yesterday. I urge passage of the rule and the bills on the floor, and I yield back.